Alright. We are continuing the storyline. We are with Menphilia. I probably won't talk like this forever. Guardian of Eorzea. Have to click accept, dummy. Cutscene, fade to black. Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Mercy. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all of the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogul XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Mercy, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. You get a little bit emotional. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such a time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals, too, will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domans, who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alag, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. I thought that was Alphino. Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message for you from Ellie. You recall that the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. He looks a little bit shocked, and she looks a little bit pleased with herself. Mercy, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Okay. Getting rid of me this early, I see. You and Alphino need some quality time. No, I doubt that's it. I very, very much doubt that's it, yeah. She and Urion J seem to have this kind of thing going on a little bit. Not that I should intone that there's some romantic interest because there's a female and there's a male and blah blah. But I'm intoning it. Anyway, here's Yozan with some other youths. Those youths. Look, it's Miss Mercy. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Mercy? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals? What's all this commotion, then? Says a Rogadin male in like full white paladin armor, and he is accompanied by a green-robed, brown-hatted mage type. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet, did you know that Miss Mercy is back? The Boulder nods. The Boulder. And Hoary Boulder is his name. So it would seem. Welcome home, Mercy. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. Ugh, I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we are just asking Miss Mercy if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordunna are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Mercy? A demonstration of skills at arms, if you will. Hoary, I don't know. If I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend, says the mage. Well, mayhaps I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Mercy? Would you consent to spar with me? You give a little smile and a little nod. Hurrah, hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing. I always kind of wondered why I was fighting Hoary Boulder all these times. Do not try to disappoint them, says Coltonet. Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. He flexes. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. I always assumed there was, like, some kind of bad blood there, but I guess not. Oh gosh, now that song's in my head. Now you got bad blood. I'm so sorry if it's stuck in your head now. Please get anything else in there. I had this stupid hat song stuck in my head for at least a couple hours because of Enola Holmes #2 and, well, a hat song. It sucked. It sucked so much. It was a bad song. Or did you get that hat? Or something like that. I don't care to remember it. It's over. It's out of there. Here's Hoary Boulder to the southeast of Revenant Soul. 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Mercy. I trust you're ready to begin. Level 50 event synced capped. Am I in red mage mode? Yeah. Cool. Fine. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is Mercy you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Mercy to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hoary nods. Hello, you haven't begun yet, have you? Says another voice. And it's Ida and Thancred. Ida? What? Who are all these people? He looks very shocked and very nervous. When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Mercy's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation's at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. He draws his shield and sword. We shall soon see. On your guard. And he gives a roguish grin. Rogadinish grin. You're welcome, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can beat him with just crappy attacks. Oh, yeah. Be slow. I'll let him dangle a bit here. Just use my Oh, and he's... Okay. I didn't even really hit him much. I got him to like 60% health, and he's like down on a knee, breathing hard. One hand on the ground, like, aye, the children are the right of it. And then the children are like, he's not beaten yet, blah, blah. And then Colton, tis time I join the fray. On your feet, Hori. Ooh, I got some attacks now going on. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now. So what? So what's the dealio? Sorry, Mr. Coltonet, you're down rather quickly. I'll give Hori the old 1-2 with the sword. Okay, and now that's done again. So okay. Oh no, he looks hurt. He's down again. Miss Mercy is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Rarg. He's thrown out some column attacks. They're fairly short columns, but they're, columns nonetheless. He's popping all of his I take less damage for a little bit cooldowns. What do you got on you? You got spell speed up, skill speed up. How do you get those? I want those. Auto attacks are enhanced. But even my weak attacks are taking them down. As is to be expected, because I am the warrior of light. So turn off my shoulders kind of thing. You have bested me. I yield. They're both kind of like down pretty darn close to the ground. Not like laying down, but as close as you can be to laying down without laying down. Yozen. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Mercy. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. And some cheering. Another cutscene. Eda and Thancred walk off together. Wink, wink. The kids are talking to Hori Boulder and Coltonet. Impressive as always, Mercy. It is a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess, says Alphino. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. He looks at you. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the signs of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Hori Boulder and Carton, whatever I don't remember his name, are back on their feet. Hori's like, demonstrating the kids he's all right, doing some flexes and some, yeah. Welcome to Jazz Wolf. Alright, back into the Rising Stones we go. I might cut this video quote unquote short after whatever cutscene is about to happen here, or dialogue or whatever. I gotta put some veggies in the already really low simmering meat I have. Make sure the liquid isn't too evaporated. Thank you for coming, Mercy. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. And we will take some tenacity, +4 tenacity gem, because as a tank, I can never have too much of it, I suppose. And that's the end of this video. I will make another video pretty darn soon, probably like right after I add the veggies and let them cook for 25-30 minutes on the low heat. Yeah, be right back. Bye-bye.